Hey guys, it's Simon from redlinemotorsport.co.uk. Today we're doing the Spa 24-hour day-night cycle event. It's a 2-hour race actually, but we're running a 10 times multiplier to get it as close to 24 hours cycle as we can. So we have 30 drivers in our lobby, all ready to ready for qualifying, which is 20 minutes. Then we have a an hour and 120 minute race. Excuse me. So me and myself, Yuri. Say hello, Yuri.
Hello, guys. What's up?
Yeah, we're going to be broadcasting this event, so hopefully we should have a pretty interesting race on our hands.
I hope so.
Yeah, definitely. Welcome as well.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. So yeah, let's see who's gonna be the strongest today in a 2-hour race. Who could keep the focus on the end of the race?
Yeah, definitely. This will be very interesting for sure. So what I would do quickly, just turn the names off. Did my names go in?
By the way, I don't have a really big delay on.
Yeah, you're pretty much getting what I'm seeing, so you're fine.
On stream as well. Maybe 2 seconds.
Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty good with the broadcast. So. Yeah, so welcome, Redbird and Ice. Appreciate you being here.
Oh yeah. I was gonna do it like this. Give me a second, meter. Simon.
Yes, mate.
Discord broadcast is a bit laggy for me.
It's fine. Just
let me restart real quick.
Do a bit, yeah.
That's it. Let me.
Yeah, if you jump out, there we are. Jury, I'll do that quickly for you. Let me watch qualifying quickly because we're.
Yep. Fixed.
All good to
go. You're keeping an eye on Discord. I keep an eye on YouTube.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, welcome, mate, to the chat. For some reason. So I'm trying to use the ACC broadcast tools rather than the game tools, but there we go. It wasn't giving me all the drivers' names and stuff. We can have that now. So I head over to Marcel. So he looks like he's on the hot lap. He's number 1 at the moment.
Really nice livery. I saw this livery in real life.
Oh, did you know?
At Spa. Yeah, I went to Spa 24 hours last year.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the horse and I saw this car up close coming by and stuff. Oh, it was so beautiful.
Oh, I bet it was nice.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, welcome to the stream, guys. If you're watching on Twitch, don't forget to obviously follow us, and obviously we're streaming on YouTube as well at the same time. So don't forget to obviously like and subscribe there, please. I am here with me and Jury. So we will be commentating on the race, hopefully trying to catch as much action as possible. So it should be quite interesting. So we've got just 40 minutes, just over 40 minutes of qualifying, and then we've got, as I said, a 2-hour race. So, and we have, at the moment, the breaking timetable up, got these two over there. So back to the broadcast, right. So this is Alberto. He's managed P1 at the moment. He's managed a 218.2, taken P1 so far. You got Steve, who's in a Lexus. We'll jump over to Steve quickly just see how he's doing with his times. So Steve with a 218.9 in the Lexus, taking P2 at the moment. We've got Valentine in the Ferrari for P3. He's close, very close to Steve, so we're 218.9 as well. Here with Tommy. He's in the Lambo. He's got a 219.4, so he's 5/10 off of P3 at the moment.
A lot of varieties in cars at the top spots now.
Yeah, I mean that's what I like about ACC. They've managed to, really bring their cars pretty close together. So isn't it a case just like, with this track, we're like all Bentleys at the top. We've got a nice selection of different car models at the top there, which is pretty good.
When I was watching it in at Spa 24 Hours live,
yeah,
this race could have gone anyone's direction. It was literally McLaren on top, then Bentley was on top, then BMW, and then the Lambo, and then the Lambo crash, and then switching it up.
That's it.
So we're gonna have this and that race as well.
So Tommy's a bit slow that lap time there, over 2:44.1. So that's just a outlap by the looks of it. So we'll quickly jump back to the leader a second. So Alberto, he's just gone into the pit. So at the moment, he's got the 218.2, still holding P1 at the moment.
I believe he's coming out of the pits.
Yeah, so Steve looks like he's on his hot lap now. So hopefully he can improve his time. So what we'll do, we'll jump on board with him for a bit, just see if he actually improves his time here. So Steve's definitely one to watch out for. In our last test race we did, he actually got P1 at Barcelona. So he's one of our favourites here to take a podium tonight. So
but can he keep his focus for 2 hours though?
This is it, isn't it? And obviously the last races we haven't had pit stops, so that these guys are forced to have a pit stop for this 2-hour race. So pit strategy is going to be very important here, and obviously with the track changing as well from day to night cycle, tyre temperatures, track temperatures are going to be changing. So but at the moment the track temperature is 38 degrees C, so it's pretty on the warm side there.
Yeah, it's on the high side actually. An optimal track is around on Spa. Around 20, 23 degrees.
What, the actual track temperature, or you mean the actual ambient temperature?
Track.
Because they say the ambient temperature is 28, so there's only 10 degrees difference, which, you know, the sun obviously does, well, the track does absorb the sun, and that's hence why the track's a bit warmer. So hopefully Steve's going to improve his time, so we'll just see where he goes to here. So
fun facts about the Lexus actually. Fun fact about Lexus is that it's originally only drove in America.
Yeah, just 1 second. So Steve's just managed to get P2 then. He's managed to take 3 tenths off his time. So from P3 to P2 now. So that was pretty awesome going there with Steve.
Very quick lap.
Very quick lap. Yeah.
So yeah, no, the Lexus originally only drove in America. Yeah, until they saw like, oh, it's doing pretty good in America, let's get it over to Europe. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that car, because it's just like if you look at it, it's just like Bentley. It's a big boat to look at.
It's sure a big car. Yeah, it's a tank, isn't it? It's what you're trying to say.
It is. And I actually have seen one crash very badly, sadly.
So we'll just have a quick look at the timetable, just to see how we're getting on with the timetable here. So look at the timetable at the moment. From P8 down to P1 are pretty close together with their times. We've been sort of 1.7 seconds of each other, and then as you come a bit further back the field from P10, everyone's sort of around the 220 to 234 mark. Justin's managed to be disqualified for some reason, so I'll just see if I can rectify that for him. So just bear with me while I just head back to the broadcast.
What did he do though?
Probably speeding in the pits. I don't know. He's.
But will he be disqualified from quali though, or only for and also for the race?
I guess from the race if he's been speeding in the pits. So, you know, because in real life, obviously, you know, that's a real safety precaution there. Oh, someone in the Porsche has just gone straight into the wall. So I have to say the Porsche
and the Audi before that.
Yeah, I have to say the Porsche is a very hard car to actually get set up properly, with all the engine in the back and everything, all the weight there. So not surprising they're very struggling here.
Yeah, that Audi that we're watching right now has been loose a couple times. Real drifting to.
Yeah. Right, let me just see if I can get.
But if that's what you want for 2 hour race. I'm a bit on the stupid side right now. For some reason.
Right, well, you quickly see what number car Justin was. 189, I believe. 189.
Oh. I don't know, I don't see.
Just see who's in the pits. I'll leave this as broadcast a sec, just while I try and see if I can get Justin DQ'd.
Oh, there goes the Porsche off.
Oh no, not good.
Another Porsche.
So Steve's now watch at P3 at the moment. Christian's still P4. Remove penalties, right? So let me just sort out Justin's penalties there. Oh. So I believe he was 189, so I'll just not sure.
Oh, the McLaren just went off big time in before the bus stop.
Right.
That was a heavy off.
Sorry, jump back to the broadcast quickly. Right. So Samir's in the Porsche. Again, he's a very quick guy. He's managed to get he's managed to always get P1 in the qualifying, and then somehow in the race he starts in P1 and ends up near the back of the pack, and then he sort of just races through the pack, you know, throughout the length of the race, and manages to try and get a podium, which is pretty awesome to watch. But at the same time, you know, when he makes a mistake like that, you know, on the first lap, to then having to fight to get back to the position he wanted to be, yeah, it's pretty impressive. So he's definitely another top favourite to be trying to get a podium today. But whether the Porsche is going to be very competitive against the Bentley and that in Spa, it's going to be interesting for sure.
I hope so. Maybe as set the setup nailed down.
That's it.
To the wire compared to the rest.
So at the moment, Alberto's in the Bentley, holding P1. Then we've got Jerome Rimmers. He's in the Audi, literally 6,000th of a second off of Alberto.
That's
Steve
some
is
close
literally,
times.
yeah, Steve is literally under 2 temps. Oh, this looks like Samir's just span out. He's pushing too hard with that Porsche, but like I said, you've got to get that car set up nicely. But the thing is, if you want it to be fast, you know, you're going to have to sacrifice something. So, because to be honest, looking at Samir's setup, he does like to have the car so it can sort of the back end comes out a bit.
But with a Porsche, it's really hard to catch, actually.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. But he seems to tame it well. So this is the Aston from the poster we did earlier. So that's the poster.
Yeah, the Team Belgium one.
Yeah.
That's the number 100 Team Belgium.
That's why I made the poster, you see, with that livery.
They're actually doing very, very good.
Are they? That's interesting.
But I believe
Flash of the headlights there. For Michael Springer.
That means he is watching stream.
Well, how can he be racing and watching the stream at the same time?
Or listening to stream.
Is that multi-classing?
Or he has just the screen up and is looking at a laptop like I used to do.
Yeah, that's it. It could well be. So just 30 seconds left of qualifying. So Yuri's going to jump into the chat and debrief the drivers about taking it easy on lap 1 and stuff like that, because obviously it's a long race. And then hopefully the race will start soon.
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit, Yuri. See how Thrustmaster's doing here on the Ferrari. if you excuse the baby crying in the background, the missus is sorting the baby out. So T-Master's got P21. So he's like 3 seconds off of the race pace there with the front runners. So Steve Strudey, he's now back up to P5. So looks like William has managed to get P4 in the Mercedes. Jerome's managed P3. Valentine's managed P2, and Alberto's still holding P1. So everyone should be almost back in the pit now. So I've just got a minute to wait. Come on, Jerome. Jerome, yeah, well, he could well be. He's in there at the moment. So I was saying that Alberto's just managed now to get a 217.75, which is now 5/10 off of Jerome in P4. Valentine is 2/10 off of P1, and Steve is just over 2/10 off of P2. So it's going to be pretty close. But I said, we have a look at the timetable now. I mean, the times are pretty close together. So I will just say good luck to everyone. So they got 50 seconds to get ready. So let's hope they take it nice and easy. Looks like Justin's managed to continue to race, so his DQ got removed. Jerome drives a German tank.
I done my job again.
Nice one. So we're going to take helicam for this one, I think.
I would say helicam in the middle of the field a bit.
Yeah, I imagine so as well. Just to see how we go. So yeah, 5 seconds left.
Is it a full formation lap?
No, it's just the last corner formation lap. So as they come down just before La Rouge, it will then be go, go, go.
Let's see who can get a good start. And will they go for a Rouge overtakes on the first corner?
So just about to go to the start line and they're off.
Clean so far.
Yeah,
Nice
I'll
in a
jump
train.
back a bit more just to see to make sure the back of the pack is doing well as well. Yeah, looks like even
One
Justin
Porsche
is
cutting a bit.
three wides over. Oh my god! One of the Porsches obviously not realising. Big crash there. One of the Porsches obviously not realising he had a car beside him. Took it, went to go left, and obviously look at the chaos it's just made there. So that is.
This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars.
Thing is, he should obviously have the app option, the Helicorsa app that's pre-built in ACC to know that the car was beside him there, you know, to prevent that sort of incident. So anyway, so we're with Alberto at the moment in P1 in the Bentley.
Let's see, can he pull away from the rest of the field?
So as you see, you've got Valentine behind in the Ferrari, and then Steve's in P3. So he's managed to pick up 2 positions already, because he started off in P5.
So that's a very good, quick start then.
Yeah, it's a very, very good start actually. Yeah, welcome Ollie. Yeah, I would definitely pick up ACC for sure. I mean, the game's coming on really nicely now. Feels really good. I know people with low-end systems will struggle to run it. But I mean, I think that was the same when AC came out. You know, that game was quite demanding when that first came out, and then over time, eventually become a bit more easier to run. So,
big Bentley going through. Ooh, I saw them 2 wide up ahead again. Oh, and a big crash.
Another crash as well. Not sure
As
what's
it
going
seems
on.
like
They know they've got a 2-hour race ahead of them, so I don't know why they're trying to push too hard now. You know, they should be.
and Samir also
So Samir's
quite a
there
bit.
trying to push through, so we'll jump on with Samir and on board with him for a minute and see how he goes, because he said he's one of our better racers.
So what I saw was the 30 NSX and the Cusport going off there. Earlier.
That's interesting, isn't it? So looks like he's losing a bit of time though, he's not catching up that well. So we'll go back with P1 a second and see how they're getting on. So we'll jump back into Helicam again just to see the distance that he's managed to get now from Valentine.
Very big distance already.
Yeah, he's
almost a second.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. So Bentley's definitely the favourite for Spa, that's for sure.
But it could also be a setup.
Oh yeah, I'd say it's a bit of both, isn't it? I mean, these guys here in the front runners know how to set their cars up. You know, they are very quick. So I mean, this is literally just down to purely the top speed of the Bentley on the straights here. So we'll just head back to the back of the field and see what's happening. So I guess this is one of the guys earlier that caused the big crash. So he's quite far behind. He's 40 seconds off.
How's the damage model in this game actually? Is it optimized already that if you hit the wall you have bent suspension or something?
Yeah, so pretty much, yeah,
they
did implement that in. So, yeah, big mistake. That's what I mean. The Porsche is very, you need to really get that setup dialed in, you know. I mean, he's powered on the curb there and just span himself out. So he needs to take a bit more cautious driving the Porsche for sure.
Yes, this suspension will get damaged if you're doing it like that, because that's the second incident within 2 laps, a lap or 2.
Exactly, yeah. So we're here with Matto. He's in the Ferrari. He's sold in P24 at the moment. 2.9 seconds. Oh, and he's gone straight off into the wall. What was he thinking?
Was that a typical Rouge moment?
I don't really know. I mean, it was the camera changed and the next week went into wall, so it looks like he's got a bit of damage.
What I could see that was a typical Audi has some damage.
Yeah. So a lot of people are having a bit of issues here. So Marcel was in the McLaren, so it looks like he broke too late and then just span around.
Yeah, a typical Rouge moment is losing the back end on the second part where you want to turn left. The moment where you lose it, then you just go straight on there. Actually seen it in
Exactly,
real
yeah.
life a couple times, like a Mercedes going on top. I also seen the Lexus. It's a very heavy car, and if you're understeering like crazy in a Rouge and you just go straight on, it will
Yeah,
destroy the
exactly.
car.
So,
It will destroy the car a tiny bit.
so here with Adrian at the moment, he's 1 second off of P19 in front. So he's in the Audi R8. And we've got
But he doesn't look at
yeah, so we've got Bad Moon
looks
just in
to be
front.
damaged.
Nope.
Oh, there were a couple cars off on the grass there.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, looks like something's going on here.
Was it a Lambo? Was a green Lambo and a looks like a white car.
So we'll head back to P1 a minute and see what's happening up here. So not much in the sense that anything's exciting's happening at the moment. So we'll jump in Pedicam again just so you can see the distance.
Looking now,
Yeah.
Courage
So,
is 0.5, so he's closing the gap right now.
So Valentine is closing the gap there, isn't he, on Alberto? And then you've got Steve 1.6 seconds behind Valentine. So, like I said, it'd be interesting. We're only 10 minutes into, well, not even 10 minutes into the race yet. So anything can happen, you know, with pitch strategy and stuff, like I said, later on. And also with like the Mercedes, if they obviously not need to look at obviously running a different engine map, you know, rather than running one all the time, because the fuel consumption in the Mercedes is not that great. So he'll be looking to obviously pit around the hour mark.
Yeah, 1 hour is around a pit, indeed. So.
Yeah. So Christian's P5, he managed P4 in the qualifying, so doing okay. Samir's managed to catch up as well. Samir's in P6, just behind. So he's 4 seconds off of Chris. So he's slowly coming up fast because he was in P10 earlier, wasn't he, when we was on him? So he's managed 4 positions already.
Yeah.
So like I said, he's definitely one to watch out for. I mean, I can imagine in the time we've got left, he's going to be up trying to fight for a podium for sure.
Yeah, but did maybe not the guys were the guys that were off in the bus stop? Because we had some guys off in bus.
There was a couple of guys
stop.
off in bus stops, yeah. So I'm not really too sure what happened there.
It was a green Lamborghini. That's one of the cars I know. In a white car.
Nice. So we're with Anthony at the moment. So he's in the Ferrari.
That's one of the nice looking Ferrari colors.
Nicholas just behind. Oh, as he made a big mistake on the Rouge, yeah, taking a lot of damage. So, question is, you know, he's taking a lot of damage early on. Whether he's going to just go back into the pits and get that repaired, you know, or does he carry on racing for the next 50 minutes and then pitting? That's the question. You know, it all depends.
But will it affect so much then?
Exactly. I mean,
because if it doesn't affect too much, I would have just stay out. But if
yeah, exactly. But I imagine, you know, with the aero damage there, the bonnet flapping, you know, he's going to lose a lot of top speed there. So personally, I think he might be better off getting in the pits, get it repaired, you know, and then just because, like I said, anything can happen, you know, in this race. You know, we've had several people coming off, you know, damage. So it's definitely interesting.
Indeed, Curly is also left behind already. So yeah, also not great for Curly in that moment. Yeah, I like the blue and the red on this Ferrari.
Yeah, it's very nice. Marcel is really struggling with the McLaren at the moment. You know, so he made the same mistake earlier on in the same corner again.
It's the McLaren is understeery. In my opinion.
To be honest, I mean, I actually quite enjoy the McLaren. Quite a stable, well balanced car. So I mean, once you get it the setup dialed into your driving habits, you know, it can be a pretty fast car for sure. So we've got Michael.
Last year they drove with this car.
That's it.
Because it jumped over to the 720 now.
So Justin now he started P30 because he obviously got DQ'd in the qualifying, so he had to start last place. But he's managed to get up to P12 already. So just goes to show, and he's in the McLaren. So you know, from obviously all the incidents earlier on, he's managed to gain 18 positions.
Just keep it clean.
That's it. That's what it is. You know, too many people try and make too many mistakes early on. You know, rather than just driving their cars, you know, and settle into it. You know, then slowly build their consistency up. So over here is Smack. Smacks. So he's just going for the overtake. So I presume that must be our Curdy behind then. He's blue flagged then, so.
Yep.
So also obviously looks like Curly must have had an accident then or something, because if he's already being lapped already. Or whether he just had a crash, I don't know. Oh, this looks like Valentine's managed to get P1 now off of Alberto in the Ferrari.
He had some quick pace behind
Steve is now 5.6 seconds off of Alberto. So these guys here, P1 and P2, are basically making some ground between P3.
That's the better for them, because if they want to make the pit stop early, they have a big gap towards the guy behind it.
Yeah. Right. So. Looks like there's a bit of action going on between Jerome and Steve here. So 0.7, 0.8 seconds roughly between them. So we'll jump on board with these guys for a bit, just to... Oh, it looks like someone's off. Let's just hope this back marker here doesn't end up causing a crash, so that's nice.
It looks like that was Anthony coming out of the pits. Because the pits is all...
Yeah, it's the long pits, isn't it, here in Spa in ACC. So, which is a good thing, really. I think it's definitely better they've done that with the pits rather than come straight out of the bottom of Moulin Rouge.
No, they did it so they have more pit boxes, so more people can join. And in my opinion, it's still not the safest way, because if someone comes up a Rouge full throttle and you just come a little bit slower, you still rear end them or something. Well, that's actually...
Oh dear, so Alberto is just span out.
Nailed himself.
And he's now lost P2. So if I was just about to say that Valentine was just gaining a lot of distance there, because he actually got about 2.6 seconds ahead. But now it looks like Steve's managed to jump into P3.
P2?
Yeah, sorry, P2, yeah. So I'm looking at two things at once.
No, because what I was saying about it's still not safe, because I've seen a big crash with 3 cars were involved and the guardrail was even so damaged that they had to red flag the race for a bit.
So
it looks like he...
Yeah, so Alberto's P7 now, so he's managed to get himself back around. So hopefully he didn't.
Looks like he has a lot of damage though.
Yeah, he's met there. You can see that there. You know, he's struggling, trying to keep the car straight. So he's obviously taken a bit of damage there. So hopefully I go into the pits in a minute and get that repaired. And hopefully
I also have his live stream on, so I can see on. So he is gonna make a pit stop in the next lap.
Right, okay, fair play to him. He needs to do something there. So Valentine's went a little bit wide there on Moulin Rouge, so I don't think he got a penalty for it. So Steve is in P2. He's 7.7 seconds behind Valentine. We'll jump over to Jerome, who's in P3. So Jerome's just 1 second behind Steve, who's in P2. And Chris just behind in the Christian just behind in the Porsche there. You just saw him come at the bottom of the screen. He's P4, 1 second behind. So track temps are a bit cooler at the moment. So from qualifying, because this was set up as a race weekend, so practice was actually on the Friday, qualifying was on the Saturday, and the race is on the Sunday. You can see how the track temperatures obviously have changed. So their obviously driving styles are going to change as well regarding track temperatures, which 31 degrees isn't too bad. But as time increases, so we're at 3 p.m, just after 3 p.m. in the game. So track temperatures might stay around 31 then, and then obviously drop off throughout the night. So we have Nicholas here, he's P6, not much going on around him. So P7, 17 seconds behind already. We're not even 19 minutes into the race yet. So lots happened already in the first 19 minutes.
Sorry, I'm back. I had to do something.
Sure.
So yeah.
So here is,
as it looks, I'm also looking. I have 4 streams up right now. As it looks like, Gainfrest, the guy that spun with the Bentley in a double left-hander, is already back out on coming out almost on top of a Rouge.
Nice. Looks like Justin's behind there in the McLaren has managed to get up to P9 already. So he started last, dead last, 30th place, and he's now P9. So his consistency is really good here. So just as long as he can keep that going for the next hour or 40 minutes, he should be close to getting a podium, I'd imagine, if not sort of around the P5 mark. So these guys are quite close together here, fighting for P9, P8, P7. So Justin really cutting the track there, so don't know if he managed to get a time penalty for that.
I hope not, because otherwise
Well,
all the progress he did.
The way he obviously cut the track there, really cut the track. He's gained a lot of time, so I hope he does end up getting a slowdown for that. So we'll jump back to Valentine.
Can't we see if they get a slowdown or?
I can't see that here at the moment. Nothing tells me this. Unfortunately, I can't give him a penalty either. It'd be nice if I could.
Yeah, I would say if it gets done 3 times or so.
So Valentine in P1 with Steve nearly 9 seconds behind him in P2. So he's got a hell of a lead at the moment. So, and if he maintains this pace, he's definitely going to win this race. So I'm saying that Steve is very consistent as well. So once he starts to get more to grips with the car and this track, he should hopefully start to close that gap. So we've got Steve there, Christian in the Porsche behind, and Jerome just behind him in P4, all quite close together there. So just in front of Steve is Thrustmaster. He's a back marker for P14 already. So this just goes to show some of the speed that these guys are getting with their consistency in lap times.
They're very quick though, they're very, very quick.
Oh yeah, definitely. So Christian slowly closing that gap there, staying about the 1.1 seconds behind Steve. So it depends whether Christian can put the pressure on Steve and make Steve make a mistake. That'd be quite interesting to see. So looks like
He's the
Justin's
quickest
managed...
Porsche in the field at the moment.
Yeah, nice, yeah. So Justin's managed P8 now already. So again, he's really being consistent here.
He's catching harder crap.
So we're back to the pits. So it looks like we've had a couple of people drop out now already. There's a couple of people in the pits at the moment.
I see we have at least one pet driver.
Yeah, so Nicholas is in P25. He's now the very back marker, P25. So we've had a few people leave already, all because of the big crashes at the start. But to be honest, I mean, if they stuck with it, they would have obviously got better positions later on.
Indeed, because they did the undercut.
Exactly, and especially in a long race, you know, I mean, I don't see the point in quitting if you're in a long race like that. You know, everyone's going to probably make a mistake at some point, you know, and cause damage to their car. So, you know, chances are you'll still end up with a good position.
Like what happened with the Walkenhorst BMW last year. They kept driving and driving, and after 24 hours they won the race. Nice. Nobody saw it coming.
So with Ray Taylor, he's in a Lambo, P23 at the moment.
I'm missing the green Lambo though, the other one. So maybe he was in a crash and quit as well.
I couldn't tell you yet.
Let me look at this.
Yeah, so Mehmet, he was one of the ones that caused the big crash earlier on. He's in P22. So we will have chats with him later after the race to see what was going on there and why he ended up going into the side of the other car. Yeah. So we've got Libor, he's in the Ferrari, P21 at the moment. So we've got Tim just in front. So we might get an overtaking a minute off of these two guys. Because at the moment there's not much going on up the front. We've got Christian and Steve fighting at the moment, but they're about 0.7 seconds off each other. So these guys are closest to go at the moment on the field.
Can they overtake each other? Because catching is one thing, and overtaking is another.
That is the question, isn't it?
And will he be overtaken? Because if it's a long way still,
so
it's still 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Jump on board for a minute and see how he gets on.
It looks like Libo's taken a lot of curb on the inside of Blanchimont.
Jump into Christian in a second to see what's happening up here because these guys are just behind. So it's Christian P2, Steve in front with P2. So Christian P3, Steve P2. So yeah, there's not much going on between them two at the moment. So we'll jump back to these guys. So it looks like Tim's slowly pulling away there now.
Oh, and now Ferrari's pulling closer, it seems like.
So just behind you, that's P1, that is just passed. So that's Valentine and P1 between them two.
He lost a lot of time letting Valentine go.
He did, but at the same time, you know, he was under blue flag, you know, and it's probably safer for him to let him go there than try and let him past in the chicane or the
In Lacombe
yeah.
or in Brussels.
So it's Steve now. So it looks like Christian managed to get P2 off of Steve.
And behind him, Remmers is also very close.
Yeah, Jerome's very, very close. So the question is Steve got like a strategy where he's not running such a high engine map? You know, is he trying to keep the tyres, you know, and just you know, just hopefully keep the tyres of those 2 hours and just going for fuel? You know, this is it. We don't know yet. So
in this
you know,
in ACC, did they implemented that engine damage is also a thing? So if you run too long in ridge, that your engine could die.
That's I don't actually know if you can actually destroy the engine yet. I've never actually tried myself. I mean, I don't usually try to drive into a wall.
I could test it later. Because if yeah, for example, I could break every car, you know that. Somehow.
Yes, yeah. So just
but
P8.
If
just behind P9, yes, alright.
If Steve knows that it's in Planet and he's not running the highest setting because he's like, oh, 2 hour race, if I just go within 15 minutes of the last race on full power, then I save my engine. Because if your engine could damage, then that's probably a smarter move to just let the other guys go on their full setting and just see.
That's it. So this could be interesting here because I'll just jump on board with Christian in a second. So Christian's just overtook a back marker there. So this is going to be interesting with Steve and Jerome just behind. So we'll jump on quickly with Steve.
Still side by side.
Steve's managed to keep his position, defending himself there against Jerome. So Jerome
very nice side by side.
P2 off of Steve, isn't he? So we're trying to use that back marker to his advantage. So it looks like the back marker's just come off the track, so we should allow these guys to pass in a minute because he issued some of the blue flag. Oh, and he's done something silly. Why did he do that for? So we're having words with that guy again because he's a bit of a disaster. At least he's not actually signed.
Was it the same guy as in?
Yeah, the same guy that did that thing earlier. What's he called? Mehmet Karma.
Kura,
yeah. Merit Karma, yeah. Yeah, he's a bit of a disaster, so I'm glad he's not actually racing in the championship, and I'm glad we've seen this in the event. So yeah, we'll have words with him about this because he shouldn't have just blocked the front runner there from passing under the blue flag. So it looks like we just missed a... Just lying to me.
Lying to you?
That's right. I'm just looking at the timings, the broadcast for what a sec, because it looked different then to what I've seen on screen. So yeah, so it looked like Christian, man. I know it's Jerome. Sorry, Jerome's still trying to fight. That's right. I was getting a bit confused then because the board sort of like flipped around a bit. So Samir's managed to get up to P5 already. So
will he be able to go? Can you check the lap times between Samir and Valentine?
Samir's last best lap at the moment was a 2:20.2. Jerome in front is a 2:20.1. This is the best lap. Christian, who's in P2 at the moment, Sorry, no, we'll go Steve. Steve P3, he's a 219.7. Christian Frat's a 220. And Valentine's getting a 219.2. You can see his last
So it's
time
going to
there,
be very hard to catch.
Yeah, Samir is almost 8 tenths down on his last lap there. So it looks like Steve's managed to get a bigger gap now off of Jerome behind. So at least he hasn't got the pressure on him now.
Maybe he was a bit sleepy.
Possibly. So
like, oh, a lot of us.
So Justin's now managed to get P7, so he's come up the field again. So he's come up 23 positions. So, and that's within 32 minutes.
Get the driver into a team.
Yeah, I mean, Justin's one of our sort of long-term members of Redline. So yeah, he's a pretty good driver, very clean and consistent. So it'd be nice to see if he can close that gap there with Nicholas in P6. So Nicholas is 21 seconds ahead of Justin, but like I said, it's still early on yet. You know, chances are he could close that gap and manage to get P6, especially with his consistency at the moment. But then saying that, looking at his lap times, his best lap is a 2:22.8, where Nicholas in front of P6 is a 2:21.5. So, you know, there's almost there's over a second in the lap times there. So, I guess unless Nicholas makes a mistake or has a bad pit, the chances are he could close that gap. So, let's drop back to Valentine in a second, actually, see how he's doing. So, Valentine is actually 11.4 seconds in front of Christian in P2.
Okay, my doorbell goes. I need to quickly get it, so be
sure, yeah, no worries, yeah. So we'll jump back to Steve. Again, we've got Jerome just behind here in the Audi, closing that gap again. So looks like Steve's catching up on these back markers, losing a bit of time, which is making Jerome close that gap with Steve. So Samir is almost 17 seconds behind Jerome. So, but he's closing that gap. So Samir is very constant. So his time 2:20s. Last lap was a 2:22. So yeah, guys, don't forget to obviously like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitch, because I am broadcasting to both channels. If you have any questions about ACC or Redline Motorsport community, then I am the founder of the group. So yeah, please do ask questions about it if you want to know more about us and what we do. So Jerome's trying to go for the overtake here, so we'll jump on board with Jerome quickly. Has he got enough to get past? Looks like they're side by side at the moment. Jerome really pushing. Looks like he might have the edge. He's got the edge. Steve's had to tuck in behind there. It looks like Steve's got the slipstream. So this is going to be a bit of a crisscross. Yep, Steve's got the slipstream there. Steve outbrakes him. Nicely done. Gets his position back. So a nice bit of battle there between Jerome and Steve, between P4 and P3. How many cars and tracks in ACC? Just off the top of my head, I don't actually know. I've not really counted them. But I do know there's another track coming in September, or around September time, when they bring out the 2019 liveries. So we should get some new cars and that. So thanks for the follow there, Red Burning Rice. Ice. Yeah, 10 tracks at the moment. Yeah, thank you. So Steve slowly breaking that gap open now, away from Jerome. So maybe Jerome might get another chance in a minute. We'll just jump over these guys. These guys are pretty close at the moment. So this is Alberto. He was P1 earlier on, holding the race really well, but made a big crash. Yeah, now he's back down to P12, but he's making progress. He ended up having to pit to repair some damage. So yeah, hopefully he manages to get the time back. So that's Anthony just in front there in P11.
I think it's smart to unmute my mic.
Yeah. So Alberto's fastest lap was a 2:19. Looks like he was flashing his lights there to... Oh, he's got his indicator on. That's a typical Sunday driver, that is.
I always have my lights on, or flashers on.
No, I'm about the indicator, mate. You know, typical Sunday drivers just, you know, they go out for their Sunday drives, leaving indicators and lights on without realising.
Oh, like that, yeah.
So let's get back to Jerome and see what's happening with these guys.
When ACC just came out and I knew it featured, I literally was in love with it. Just flashed it at the AR like, I'm going right, and then just kept left.
Nice. So
and then it just tried to go left.
Yeah, so we've got Tim just in front. Libo just in the Ferrari we're following at the moment, and right, why is that telling me something different? Somehow my broadcast panel is showing me two number 17s. That doesn't make sense.
Maybe because he got overtaken?
I don't know. Right, I don't know. So this is confusing me now. I need to look at the game board rather than the broadcast board.
I just seen a message from Justin. Damn, ran out of fuel, was having great fun, got from last up to 7, got it.
Oh, did he? He ran out of fuel. How did he run out of fuel? Did he not fill his car up? Oh no.
So that's one out of all.
Managed to get a tow back to pitch, shouldn't he, and get back out again? Or is he actually just called it a night?
Yeah, I don't know actually.
So we're with Samak at the moment. He's trying to put the pressure on. Oh, made a big mistake. Spins around. He's going to have to change those tyres. Those tyres are going to be cooking now with some lovely flat spots. So that was a shame. He was.
Those are no flat spots. Those are no flat spots. Those are big flat spots.
Wow, that car's going to be vibrating down the track, that's for sure. So Steve and Jerome still at it, but Steve's managed to get a little bit more of a distance off of Jerome now. So still within a second of each other.
Still pretty good.
Yeah, Smack was very lucky there, wasn't he? He didn't hit the wall. So yeah, very, very lucky. So we'll see how Samir is doing. So Samir is closing that gap because it was 17 seconds behind Jerome, who's in P4. He's now got it down to 14.6 roughly. So he is closing. So there is chances are he could be up there, you know, racing amongst Jerome and Steve later on in the race. So this is definitely one to watch.
He needs to nail a pit. He needs to nail the pit stop though.
Yes, exactly. Well, to be honest, I think they all do. Realistically, the front runners, because they're all quite close together at the moment. I mean, we'll go back to P1 with Valentin at the moment. He's so it looks like Christian is 10 seconds behind in P2 in the Porsche.
Yeah, Justin
So
is out. He
Valentine's
didn't know
managed
about
to,
those.
yeah, Valentine's managed to keep in a nice steady gap there. So, and you think that Steve is 17 seconds behind P1, and Jerome's 18 seconds. So, yeah. So there's not too much of a panic there between Christian and Valentine, really, with their positions. But like I said, anything can happen in the pits. So
Yeah, unlucky by Justin.
I can't believe he. So I take it that must be the pit for him. And he couldn't get.
Maybe he wanted to do a short stint and a long stint.
It could well have done, yeah, true.
Or he would have done short, long, short stint, have low fuel, new tires, and just push.
Exactly. So
And get to the front.
it looks like Alberto's managed to pass Anthony here. So Alberto's now at P11. Oh, Paul's making a big mistake there. Manages to keep the control. So it looks like Smack's having a real hard time trying to handle that Porsche.
Still.
So I think a lot of people are struggling with this car on Spa, to be honest. It's a very hard car to tame, I say.
It's still a wild German horse. The Porsche.
Yeah, like I said, you think you've that weight right on the ass end of that car. So it's no surprise it's very twitchy. So that was Curly letting Jerome in that pass in P4 there. Oh, I don't know what's happened to Curly there. He's gone wide. But look how the track's changing now. All that marble all over the floor there, and how the rubber's getting.
If you pick it up, you're off track.
Yeah, so, yeah, you got to be careful of that, haven't you? So not much going on at the moment between these guys. I mean, the only guys that are pretty close together now are just Steve and Jerome at the moment. Saying that, Alberto's coming up on Curly. So I wonder if Curly likes curly fries.
How many times has that joke been made, actually? That's the same as that we're being joking with James when he joins top of the morning to you, or Tato.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Tato.
Marcel, he's in another one that's in the McLaren. Like I said, I think McLaren's a very well balanced car. You know, it's not the quickest, but you know you can be consistent in it, and you know you can gain some positions. So it's definitely one of my favourite cars in the game for sure.
The McLaren?
The McLaren, yeah.
Yeah, it's British, so you should love it.
So
I always loved it in real life.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I was probably one of the fans of the old McLaren F1, you know, growing up as a kid seeing those.
I was a fan of those till I drove them on racing games, and I'm like, this car is not for me.
See, so that's how you're supposed to allow, you know, a car to pass on a blue flag there. You know, Curly did well there. He kept it to one side off the racing line, you know, didn't lose too much time for that, and you know that lets Samir pass, and that's how you know you should be racing when you're under blue flag.
Indeed, Curly is one of the drivers. Curly is not, to say it like that, it's not the fastest, but he's more like a gentleman driver.
Yeah, exactly. He's consistent. You know, he's not aggressive. He's a very, you know, casual guy. So
If he joins the championship in ACC, you should give him the role gentleman driver.
Well, Captain Slow, James May. Because that's what he is, really, isn't he? You know, he is a gentleman.
He is fast on his own pace. Let's say it like that. Let's be nice still. Fast on his own pace.
So you see, in our commentator's volume, it's really high. It's strange. Yeah, welcome, Pinky. Yeah, I tried to change, obviously, to make it so the cars wasn't too overpowering, and obviously you could hear us pretty well. So it seems like I can't get it right for you guys. It's either too quiet, too loud, too boring, I don't know. So we'll jump back to Jerome.
Still very close behind Steve.
Yeah, so this is going to get interesting as well, because if you look now, track temperatures are down to 17 degrees. You know, so that's dropped off now, 14 degrees from 31.
So we're slowly getting into the night.
Yeah, exactly. The sun's going to come down, so this is going to be different as well. This is probably where the guys in the Porsches are obviously struggling, because you know they probably didn't adjust the tyre temperatures, tyre pressures, you know, for the changing conditions.
We also need to keep an eye out on happy hour in the morning.
Yes, definitely, especially when the sun just comes up as well, because it's going to be blinding in some of those corners. You know, I mean, especially if you're in VR as well. It is pretty much like close to like looking at the sun when you get dazzled by it. So, with George, she's the P7. He's 12 seconds behind Nicholas at the moment, who's in P6. To be honest, the field's spread out quite a bit at the moment. So the only guys close to get at the moment, you've got Michael Springer here in that lovely livery of the Aston there, with Teammaster in P18 just in front, who's in the Ferrari. So, sure, if we could get a picture in a minute, it'd be like the poster. The two cars. Oh, it looks like Teammaster's made a mistake. Oh, he spins out. Unlucky. So Michael manages to gain a position there just by Teammaster's little mistake. But maybe the track temperatures dropping to so low is making them.
It was too wide in Brussels there. So if you go too wide, you go into the marbles next corner on the exit. When you go into the power, just go around.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what's normally happens.
Well, thanks.
And Hop, John Paul Hopkinson in the Bentley number 7 just said in the chat, sorry guys, was lacking concentration tonight, so he quit as well.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
Indeed.
So, I mean, these guys, Jerome and Steve, I mean, they're like pretty much like AI in the game. They're not changing much. You know, they're keeping the same consistency, keeping within sort of 1.4 seconds now. It's like 0.4 seconds down now. Jerome is from Steve.
They're almost doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like lap after lap there. It's pretty much the same at the moment. We did have
just like they have a bot on.
Yeah, when you left a little bit earlier, we did have a nice little battle between them where Jerome got in front of Steve. And then as they come up Ula Rouge, Steve got the slipstream off of Jerome and then outbraked him at the next corner, and got his position back. So it's good that we managed to catch that bit. Oh, looks like Jess made a mistake, come off track. So Colin, this is Fryer in our group. Again, he's one of our regular drivers, so he's P9 at the moment in the Bentley. So doing very well. So it looks like the sun's starting to come down now. It's getting darker, isn't it?
Yeah, when they come onto the straight to Blanchimont, out of the karting, you can really see the sun coming to the and giving a reflection. And is that the first pit stop from the guys, or was a mandatory pit stop, or was that just damage fix.
Yeah, just going to what's Killer Pinky's saying. He's saying about the hot tyre pressure should be 28 psi. 29 is doable, but it's suitable. But I think that depends on the car, isn't it? Because obviously different cars, got different weights over each wheel. Yeah. So, and obviously as Redburn and Ice are saying, in certain cars the tyres will blister when they get over a certain temperature. So, looks like Colin's made a little bit of a mistake there. So, yeah, lost too much time. But P7, George is like 30 odd seconds in front. So
it seems like we lost the Honda as well.
Yeah, we lost the Honda earlier on, didn't we? Well, I think there was 2 cars that span out earlier on and they left.
Yeah, the cars, Porsche and the Honda, but I thought maybe the Honda went pits, but he left.
That's it. So Samir's managed to now get another 3 seconds up on Jerome. They're down to 11 seconds now. He was 14 seconds behind earlier on. So, like I said, this guy, once he gets up close to him, this could be anyone's game for a podium. But he's really handling this Porsche really well on this track. I don't want to jinx him.
Yeah, let's not commentate in curse.
Yeah,
oh
well. I'll be honest, the graphics of this game is just looking absolutely stunning. I mean, look how dirty the car's getting. Yeah, exactly.
It looks like a real 24 car already.
That's it. That's it. I mean, just how good that looks. I said the guys at Kunos have done an awesome job, running with the Unreal 4 engine and the problems they've had to deal with. So we'll jump back up to Steve, see if anything's going on with these guys. And Jerome. So Jerome still 1.5 seconds behind. Again, not really much going on there with them. We'll head to P1. Valentin, so he's just gone over. I would say the start-finish line, but that's the other start-finish line.
Actually, in the race they use that start-finish line.
They start from around that corner, and then obviously they get the go around the second pits, don't they?
So the green flag is on the second pit, and the lap timing is on the first pit.
Yeah, that's it.
The Formula 1. I
mean, the graphics are just absolutely stunning. I mean, it's like I'm watching the race in real life and it's on TV. But I don't know what it's like through the stream because I'm only streaming at like 10,000 bit rate at 1080p. But the game in my what I'm seeing is just absolutely stunning.
In real life, they look even more stunning.
Oh yeah,
especially when the camera would just.
Oh,
Samir!
Big accident! Oh, just pushed a little bit too hard. Ula Rouge taking another victim.
He hit the grass. He hit the grass in the curb there, and that's what you don't want in that corner.
Oh no!
Oh, super unlucky.
Very unlucky, but Johannes, he could get into the pits. He's at the halfway mark now for the pits. I mean, he's got no worries behind him. He's going to keep. And a minute. Yeah, he's still P5. Yeah, so he's got no worries with him at the moment. But he's now lost all that time with Jerome now being. Yeah, the car's not handling very well now. He's struggling with that, drifting it around the corners.
He was so quick.
Very quick, but unfortunately he's just have to get this, nurse it back to the pits. Don't push it too hard and end up causing more damage. Bit of a shame, really.
Yeah, it's more suspension. Yeah, there's more suspension damage than.
Exactly. You can see that he's struggling to keep that car, so he just needs to, just nurse it home. Get it in the pits, he's at the halfway mark now. Just get the pit stop out of the way, and he should be good for the next hour. Oh, dear.
Oh, just out of. That's a save and a half. Oh, gee. Wow. Save of the day?
Yeah, definitely. You gotta say so. Well, saying that, what Samak did earlier on, where he span and managed to not hit the wall as well in the in his Bentley.
How's the Bentley
He's in the
doing?
Porsche, wasn't he? So
Or
looks
is
like he's
the...
jumped into the pits. So hopefully Samir will jump in the pits in a minute as well.
So the guy that
So
was...
Steve's just managed to go in. He's gone into the pits already. So Jerome's in P3. So this is an interesting pit strategy here, right here, because he's gone in a little bit earlier than normal. Well, this is it.
So the Bentley that spun early on is now in P8.
Alberto. Yeah, Alberto's. Yeah, he's. Yeah, because he lost quite a few positions earlier, didn't he? He went up to P12 and he's managed to come back down to P8, hasn't he? So, considering he was leading the race at the start. But, silly mistake.
So, just getting into hot or the grass and just heat it into the wall.
That's it.
Unfortunate.
So, still got his indicator on though.
Yeah, I make sure that he knows the people that he turns left.
So we got Anthony here, P9. So he's been very consistent through his race.
Which indicator did you have on, left or right?
The left one.
Thank you.
Oh, I said he was being consistent, and Anthony's just come off the track. But he managed to save it. It looked like he was still on the track in that camera view.
I went into the chat of...
Oh, did you tell him, did you? Turn your indicator off.
He asked me which one, so I said left. Oh, thank you. I believe it's now off if we look again.
I'll have a look in a minute. So...
I just dude, your indicator is still on. You have your indicator on. Left.
Steve's still in the pits. So he's just coming out the pits now. So he's in P6 at the moment.
Pit stop is a lap, around the lap. So
P7 now, Steve. So Samir is 15 seconds behind. So Samir's not.
Did Samir pit?
Yeah, Samir's in the pits as well.
So that means it's going to be an intense battle.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, but if Steve just got out and Samir is also just getting out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it?
I like the Lexus. Or not the Lexus. Yeah, Lexus and the Jaguar on pit limiter. Because they were shooting flames out of the side when they on pit limiter in real life. So that's very cool to see. There's just constantly one flame coming out.
That's it, yeah. So Christian's in P2 still. So it'll be interesting to see when he actually pits. Maybe he's halfway through. Keep it up. So yeah, we're halfway through now. So Jerome. So that's Colin actually in the Bentley just behind. So although Colin's in P5 at the moment, he will be pitting. So at some point. So I guess these guys are going to be. Yeah, I imagine these guys are going to be pitting this lap, aren't they? At the halfway marker, aren't they? So I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I'd always do it in
yes, he's coming in.
Yeah. So looks like Colin stayed out then.
And Jerome, what is Jerome doing? So, is he coming into the pits as well?
Valentine hasn't pitted yet either, so
he could be on a very different strategy.
That's what I mean. This is where it's all going to get. Look at Ula Rouge there in the dark. So the graphics of this game's looking pretty awesome.
Yeah, not on the broadcast you're sending to me. It's not that, but on the stream itself, it's just like.
okay, but too much. Too much input there, Yuri.
You know what I meant.
Well, I'm not 18 anymore, mate.
You know what I meant.
So
Samir and P10
change
now.
the subject.
Let's check if he has his indicator off already.
We'll jump back in a minute. Yeah, have a look. So what
yeah,
I do like about these cars that have got the 24-hour liveries is when you get on board with them, it's like a disco inside. It's awesome.
Actually, fun fact, that's the color Dennis and I are running in our car.
Are you? That's
Yeah.
For the,
so if it's the Glen.
Is it Watkin Glen tomorrow, or is it just Glen?
Watkins Glen. So the event is called the 6 Hours of the Glen, but everybody knows it's
so
Watkins.
you're doing that in iRacing tomorrow, aren't you? So,
yes.
Yeah, so we've got a few of our guys in Redline running. Were you running 3 cars with 2 people in each car?
3 cars, 2 people.
So 3 cars
with
2 people per car, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one to watch tomorrow. That's a 6-hour race in iRacing.
And we'll all be running a stream on a car. So I'm doing the car for the Alpha team, Reese is doing for the Charlie team, and the Beta team will be Louis streaming. So make sure to keep an eye.
Yeah, definitely. So Steve is in P8 now since his pit. So hopefully in the next sort of 10 to 15 minutes we'll start to see everyone back in their original positions. Or thereabouts, depending on their pit strategy. So Samir's P10, who's 10 seconds behind.
Yeah, really unlucky, Justin. I hope.
Mato's behind there in the Ferrari. He's just behind Steve. But again, he was a middle runner earlier on, so I imagine with Steve's pace, they're going to keep it. But then, so look at the track temperatures now. Track temperatures are 14 degrees, so they've dropped now 17 degrees.
Yeah, so it's going to be very tricky on track right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, Samir is very close behind the guys, even though, if you look at it, he spun a lap before, or 2 laps before, went into the pit, and it's still on the same lap as those guys. So,
yeah,
and it's
so
actually
like,
very close behind.
Yeah, exactly. So Curly's just going into the pits now.
Also one of our long-time drivers.
Yeah, Nicholas.
Curly is marked, right?
Sorry?
Curly was marked, right?
Yeah, Curly, yeah, Mark Curly, yeah, that's right.
Oh, hi, Mark.
So,
Batmoon just followed.
yeah, just hope this Mehmet guy actually behaves as well. He's just... Oh, Samir at the moment. Hey Samir, thanks for the flash.
You watching? Is he flashing?
I assume he was flashing for us, yeah.
Yeah, or he was just flashing at the guy in front from "Hey, I'm coming, watch out."
That's it, so you got so George is in B9 in front of Samir at the moment. So I'll tell you what, while he's close, we get on board to see what's going on here.
Okay, what's...
Not there's much going on behind at the moment.
I don't believe
the
so.
light, so.
If I would drive with them in a train, I would be a very mean guy. and turn off my
What do
lights.
you mean? Turn off your... Why would you do that for? You get disqualified. So because oh, someone's just gone off. So that was Nicholas just gone off there. So Samir, you get the power down quickly. Yeah, he takes the inside.
He actually held it, but went
and
off
he's
track.
managed to get P9 now off of George. So that was a very nice little tactics there. So he's managed to maintain that nicely. So it's like Amato is in P8 behind, in front of Samir there, so he's 11 seconds ahead. So not much to go on with him for a minute, so we're going to jump over and see what's happening with Jerome, who's in P3 now. So let's go straight, because Steve's in P6 at the moment. Jerome's P3, so has Jerome actually had an actual pit stop yet?
I don't think so.
I
haven't seen him going into pits.
Yeah, I imagine he might just be doing, like I said, one long stint and a shorter stint to finish off with. Maybe he's doing that so he's got the tyre pressures adjusted for the second half. Or in this case, it might be the third quarter. But
The race is very interesting already.
it sure is, yeah. So Colin's in P4 at the moment, so I don't think he didn't pit earlier. No, he didn't pit earlier on. It was the other Porsche that pitted, didn't he?
C wheel. Christian wheel or something it is?
Yeah, I think it was, that's right. Yes, Christian Real was in P2 still. So Jerome is on his backside there, so we'll jump in with Jerome. Yeah, this is true. I think this game is pretty awesome. The day-night cycle and everything, you know, they've really worked really well on this. Oh, Christian made a little bit of a mistake there. So it looks like Jerome's just managed to get P2 off Christian. So this is the problem when racing at night. You know, you're bound to make more mistakes, and obviously it's these silly mistakes, you know, cost you a lot of positions.
Indeed.
So the very fine detail that the Kunos have put into this game, and like I said, it's just so close to what you see on live TV for these races. Really, really good. Amazing graphics. So just see
Really awesome.
Samir's doing at the moment. Samir is 11 seconds behind Steve. So George must have went to George will go in the pits, or did he make a mistake and then Samir's managed to get an extra position off him? I'll be interested to find out. He's got a bit of work at the moment to get himself back up there, after obviously fixing the damage as well and having a bit of a longer pit stop.
Yeah, but still staying on the lead lap though. And in P5 right now we have Anthony, or not Anthony, Andrew, the big Bentley guy.
Alberto's in, Alberto's in,
Alberto.
in P.
His blinker's off, yay!
His blinker is off, that's right. So this has confused me now, because on the board it says, or in the game it says it's P4, but on my broadcast thing it says it's P5. So that's quite confusing. But anyway,
On
yeah,
stream it
he's
says...
definitely P4 anyway, so...
No, he's P5. On his stream it's P5.
On his stream it says P5. That don't make sense.
Oh no, the relative
it's,
hasn't updated. Now it's
that's it,
it's
yeah,
updated.
I just
So
saw that on the broadcaster's update, so yeah, that was a bit of a confusing then. So yeah, so he's beating P4
so someone
at
went
the moment.
into the pits.
Yeah, so Colin's in P3 at the moment, so he hasn't pitted yet. So so Alberto pitted earlier on, didn't he? So whether he managed to fill up the car and have enough fuel to finish the race off from earlier on, I don't know. But I'm guessing he probably will need to pit again.
Smack has a 5-minute pit stop on me. He says.
Anthony's just coming out the pits. So he's holding P10 at the moment.
And his concentration level is also dropping. Oh, big mistake from Kara.
Yeah, I remember it again. He's making a lot of mistakes, isn't he? So he definitely needs a bit of a debrief at the end just to try and help him along. You know, correcting where he's going wrong and stuff, and make him a better racer for later on.
Sure thing.
So about Michael Springer at the moment, he's I wonder if he's related to Jeremy Springer. I suppose you're a bit too young for that, aren't you?
Ooh.
Yeah, so I don't. Maybe you should Google Jerry Springer show.
Jerry Springer. Is that the show where he was gonna look if people were related?
It's just basically
Jimmy Fallon show thing?
It's a TV show, isn't it? Just full of drama for families and stuff going on there and getting their problems out. Yeah, it was an American reality TV show. But anyway, I'm going to show my age now. So anyway, back to the race. So Valentine's still P1 at the moment. Looks like Jerome's P2. He's 31 seconds behind. So I don't think Valentine's pitted yet. So
I don't think so either. But did Jerome pit though?
Definitely hasn't. No, not for 31 seconds ahead. I don't think he's pitted yet. So he must be coming close to an empty tank.
I'll give him like 10, 12, 20 minutes. No, 5 to 10 minutes still coming in. Sorry.
So Steve's now up to P4. So Steve should get P3 bats if Alberto does pit. So it looks like everyone's back in their positions because Samir's in P5.
Still very miracle, to be honest. After how hard he hit the wall.
So let's see how many people actually left. Lift the timetable up. So we're starting off with 30 drivers. We're only down to 20 now. So we've lost 10 drivers so far.
And I know 2 of them as well. T-Master and J of T-Chore. It looks like.
Got T-Masters left as well.
He isn't live streaming anymore.
Yeah, so I see. We must have went wrong with this race then. So we're back with Curly for a bit. He's like I say, he's still maintaining his pace. So as I said, he's been very clean, very consistent throughout. But yeah, I think we're nickname him Captain Slow. So might have to create him a tag in Discord to call him that.
Gentleman or Captain Slow?
Yeah, gentleman, yeah. Or Captain Slow. You know both if you want.
Captain Slow Gentleman. Gentleman Slow, hey.
That's it. So here we are with Bad Moon. Oh, he's made a bit of a mistake. So it looks like Curly's now up to P16, so he's managed to gain a position there. So it's a Bad Moon.
That was a big mistake
pitting.
by Batman.
Yeah, so Bad Moon's pitting now. So it'll be interesting to see who else is in. Anyone else is actually going to pit. So let's near a second. So he's 9 seconds off of Steve in P4. But Steve is 29 seconds off of P3. Alberto, but I said I'm sure Alberto needs to pit, and I'm sure Jerome needs to pit as well, because there's quite a big gap there between them. So I imagine the front runners here, Valentine, Jerome, Alberto, they still need to pit. When we look at how far ahead is P1 at the moment. 32. Yeah, there's quite a big gap. I can't quite work out how far ahead P1 is.
I guess 30, 40 seconds?
Yeah, because back markers are in between them at the moment. It's very hard to see exactly where they all are. But we'll jump on board so we can see what's going on.
Wait, what? Baby.
Let's try and work out exactly where they are on track so we can sort of get a rough idea of the distance between P1 and P2 at the moment. So if he's coming down there at the moment, he's got to be a good, 40 seconds ahead at least. Yeah, we're looking at about 35, 40 seconds.
I'm back. Sorry, I just was looking outside.
So, yeah, it says there's about 40 seconds roughly with Valentine and Jerome. Because Valentine's just gone up Moulin Rouge now, while these guys are just going through the pit entrance. Samir still 8.9 seconds up behind Steve.
Does it look like, is Samir catching Steve, or?
Yes and no. I think they're both making mistakes in the dark. You know, 'cause it's so easily done.
Yeah, we had it with 24 hours of Le Mans.
Yeah, I mean,
the most of the mistakes were tonight.
Exactly. You need to sort of work out your markers, you know, your night markers, and sort of stick with it to know where you are. Because, you know, on certain tracks, you know, some corners can look very similar, and you can think that you're on a different part of the track that you're actually not on, and then that's when you can make a big mistake. How many cars are within the leader gap? Like I said, at the moment, it's hard to tell.
Do I see 40 seconds? Do I see 40 seconds between Jerome and...
Well, there's 35 seconds between Valentine and Jerome, but I'm sure these guys still need to pit, these two. Because when you look at Steve, so that's 36 seconds there. We go to Steve. Steve's almost a minute down.
What
So,
I can see,
yeah,
all the way up to P6 are still in the lead lap.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we don't actually know what these guys are doing, whether they're running like really low engine maps, you know. But then looking at the lap times they're getting, so Steve, for example, I mean, he's definitely obviously running engine map 1 to get the times he's getting, you know, 2:19.9, but he's being very consistent now at night, you know, and obviously he's got his best lap time from his last lap. Hey Steve, nice flash. So it's that Colin in front of him.
So you're saying now that everybody's racing and just watching us?
I don't know. Who knows?
Because they're just flashing. Okay, sorry, I'm getting annoyed by this. Someone is having fireworks outside.
Nice. So we're back with Alberto at the moment, P3. So Steve now is 16.7 seconds roughly behind Alberto, and Samir's 25 seconds. So it looks like the gap is shrunk between Samir and Steve. Yeah, so it looks like Steve must have made a mistake or something, because Samir's now gained another sort of, I'll say 4 seconds now, roughly 4 seconds gap. So he's closing that gap really well. So with 37 minutes to go, because both of these guys have pitted, Samir and Steve. So I mean, these guys could be looking at a podium. But again with Jerome. So Jerome and Valentine, I'm sure they haven't pitted yet.
Gale Hardacre?
Quite hard to see what's going on at night, isn't it? Sorry,
Jeff Hardacre?
Yeah.
Just said a game crash in chat, so we lost another one.
Game crashed. Okay, that's interesting. See, Christian was P2 earlier as well, so Christian's pitted, but he's P7.
Then he fell back pretty far though.
Yeah, so I'm definitely, yeah, so Alberto, Jerome and Valentine, I'm sure they had to go in for a pit at some point. Because, I mean, the gap is so big between Steve. I mean, I know Steve had quite a long pit stop as well. So I just... Yeah, no problem, mate. Yeah, guys, don't forget to obviously like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitch. And if you guys are obviously new to seeing us in Redline, and you obviously do sim racing, obviously come along and go and join us. You can sign up on the website redlinemotorsport.co.uk and then head over to our Discord channel. But I will say that our website will be undergoing a massive overhaul, where we'll be having like driver profiles with driver stats, and then all the results and stuff like that would be going onto the website. So it'll be coming pretty much like a web app, with a lot of like new features and stuff. So yeah, that should be coming hopefully the next sort of 3 or 4 weeks is the plan. There's a lot of work going in to get involved with what we're doing with how we get the results from the JSON files and stuff. So yeah, we've got a pretty good developer creating that for us.
He's racing actually right now as well.
Yeah, he's actually racing for us as well, but we won't shout out the names. We're back with Valentine for a minute, but I'm really surprised.
But
No,
he
yeah.
hasn't pitted yet.
No, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
That's weird.
And I don't think I didn't catch him up pit. That's from the broadcast.
Is there another way to see if Wu made a pit stop or not?
Nothing in the live stream. I don't know if there's anything on the table itself. It tells you if we're pitted.
Can you see lap times from someone? Like what the lap times have been over the whole race till now?
Oh, Jerome's made a big mistake there. Big crash.
Did he hit the wall?
Yeah, he span out. Yeah, he took a bit of damage there.
Yep, it looked like a rouge.
Yeah, it sure was. Yeah, a rouge is at it again. So that's going to cost him a lot of time. So if we head back to Steve. Well, I say that, but still, Jerome's still 46 seconds ahead. So I'm definitely sure these guys still need a pit. So I imagine Jerome's going to be heading to the pits now. He's picked up the damage. So yeah, so Alberto's now going into the pits. So we'll see where he comes now once he gets out. So Smear's in P4 now at the moment with Steve in P3, Jerome's P2 and Valentine's P1 at the moment.
Wait,
Samir's closing that gap now if you look, because Samir's now, I said earlier on he was 13 seconds, he got down to 8. Now he's now 6 seconds behind Steve. So he's closing that gap. He's being very consistent. Best lap time so far is a 2:18.8, which is
he is a very quick driver.
Yeah, so that is the fastest lap of the race so far. Yeah, he is the fastest lap. The closest to that is Alberto in the Bentley with a 2:19.6, so 6 seconds, 6/10 slower. So yeah, Samir just seems to get faster and faster as the race goes on. So is Jerome going to go into the pits? Yes, he is. So Jerome's pitting now. So this is the chance for Steve to get P2 off him. So 36, 35 seconds roughly behind. So that's going to drop. So it depends on what he actually has done in the pits. Obviously, if he's going to get the repairs and stuff, he's going to spend quite a bit of time in the pits there. So I imagine
we're going to see where he comes out on track.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm guessing Valentine is going to be pitting soon. Valentine's going to pits because he is so far ahead at the moment. So yeah, so Steve's managed to get P2. Samir's in P3. Jerome's still in the pit in P4 at the moment. So Jerome has lost a lot of time now, isn't he, in the pits? So that's what I mean. Samir's done really well, you know. Had a bit of an accident, but I think the accident timed right when he had to have it at the pits, you know, at the halfway mark. Whether that was just going to be his pit strategy or not, to pits, you know, near the halfway mark, we don't know. But, you know, it's paid off. You know, he's made a mistake, but he's managed to get a podium now at the moment. So P3.
Indeed, but would he have enough to get to the end of the race with it?
Well, yeah, because don't forget he pitted at the 1 hour 5 mark, didn't he? So 1 hour 5 to go, so he was dead on halfway. So I imagine when he went through pairs, he would have, you know, chucked enough fuel in so he didn't have to pit again. So, I mean, it'd be silly not to. So Valentine's still going. So miles ahead, so I'm sure he's due a pit. How he's keeping that car going. Jerome's
Yeah, it definitely
just,
has
yeah,
a
so
certain
Jerome's
bit.
just come out of the pits now. He's now down at P5. George has taken P4. So there's Christian too. So yeah, so Jerome's coming out the pits.
And it fell down all the way to P.
Yeah, so he's P6 at the moment. Let's see where Christian is at the moment. So Christian's. Oh, Jerome's now P7. What's happened here? How come Jerome's P7? So Marcel's managed to get in front, did he? So Marcel's in P6 at the moment. So yeah, so unfortunately, Jerome's
He
got a
lost
lot of
too much
positions
time.
there, hasn't he? Yeah, a lot of time. So, like I said, with Steve and Samir, their pit sort of paid off. But the thing is, question is, if Valentine goes into pit, whether he pits this lap or not, I mean, without seeing the distance again at the moment, it looks like Valentine is
That's the unfortunate thing. We cannot see this telemetry right now.
No, that's the
Otherwise, we
thing.
could have
So I'm
seen.
just trying to work it out. So 58 to Jerome. And it's still not
The gap
hitting.
is now 5. No, how many seconds is the gap?
He's looking to be about. So Steve's on lap 38. Valentine's just on the lap 39. So let's see where Steve is roughly. So Steve's got to be about a minute behind, roughly.
Yeah, so if Valentine pits now, Steve is ahead. Is a gap to 5.4 seconds now. Because don't forget, the pit is very long and you still have 40 seconds to pit stop.
That's it, yeah. Thanks for the
So
follow.
you're looking at
I appreciate that.
Maybe a
and
minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Thank you.
So you're looking at the minute or a minute and a half, 2 minutes for the whole pit stop.
That depends if they're pitting with damage as well, aren't they? So that's the other thing. And obviously
Sure.
tyres. You know, if they're not taking tyres.
It's weird that Valentine is staying out so long right now.
So Jerome, it's right on the tail there. So it looks like Marcel's made a mistake. Nope, is he trying to copy? Yes, he did make a mistake. So Jerome's just managed to go from P7 to P6 now. So we just caught that just in time. So Jerome's got a lot of work now for 25 minutes left. Because Christian's in P5, 31 seconds ahead. So he's got a lot of ground to make up. And I imagine the sun will start to be rising in the next couple of hours in the race time. So Samir is just behind Steve at 5.3 seconds. There's Samir just in the distance there. So
How about, how about dropping in and see when he goes to pit? Drexy.
Who's this? Sorry.
It's Valentine. Valentine.
No, again, he's not taking the pit again on this lap. He's just on lap 40 now. So I really don't know. Did we miss the pit stop? I really don't remember seeing him not pit. I don't know. It's really weird.
And being 2 minutes in front. No,
that's what I mean. I don't know. I mean, I know. I imagine he'd be fuel saving as well to get the advantage he's got.
I could see if he jump in chat and see if he has pitted yet.
You could do if he's talking.
I'm gonna try.
But, I mean, if he's that far ahead, I don't think his pit's going to make too much difference. still maintaining P1 unless he makes a big mistake. So Marcel's P7 here. Oh, I'm not going a little bit wide there. So he's a P8. P9. It's reliable at P10. Alberto's still in the pits, so it's P11 still, so he's lost a lot of time. So he must have took a lot of damage earlier, and it's indicated on again. Nicholas in the Aston P11.
So about Recti, about Valentine.
Yeah, about Valentine. Yeah, did he pit?
He pitted at lap 53.
What? At 53 minutes into the race, or at 53 minutes left of it?
52 minutes into the race.
Did he? Well, we were watching him. I haven't seen him pit.
Same here. I haven't seen him pit, but he has pitted. He said.
That's
so
interesting. That's very interesting.
So I came into the pits and I was like, Trexie, have you pitted yet? Just so quiet, so people are like, okay, someone is asking something real quick, and he's like, 30 seconds later, how could I do 1.5 hours on a tank? Yes, I pitted around 53.
I did not see that on the broadcast board. I didn't see him pit at all. So that's going to be interesting.
Same here.
I think we need to try and save a replay and catch that to see if he did actually pit or not.
I'm actually looking. Kirk, final time. 52 minutes, 113. No, 105, 107, sorry. I can't do math.
So back with Michael Springer over P15. So Samac's just behind. Yeah, I agree with Brennan Eyes. I just don't understand how he's managed to get such a gap without a pit.
To be honest, he is a very quick guy.
Yeah, but how did he manage? If you look at the timings, he's almost...
You had Steve sitting in the pit for a very long time. What I thought was very strange, because Samir was right at his tail, you know.
Yeah, possibly, but I'm just until they're both on the same board, I can't really get a rough idea of the timing. Looking at it, there's 65 seconds to. It's very hard. Let's go back to Valentine Sex just to try and see. Right, so if Samir's plus 37 seconds in front of Valentine,
it's nowhere to be found on
stream. If you work out, then they're getting 2 minutes 20 a lap. That puts him about 1 minute 40 ahead of Samir. So if he's about 1 minute 40 ahead of Samir, then it looks like Valentine's about 1 minute 35 ahead of Steve then. So that's quite a big gap. Hey, Giant Fest.
That's actually the guy that Big Bentley crashing
right.
lead.
It's a bit of a shame.
Wait, if the name is orange, does that mean is that they pit?
I don't know actually. No, I think no.
Yeah, you had an
Orange is
unlucky
just-
off.
I think orange is just in the name is just to say that he's the race leader.
Oh, because I got a part where everybody's orange.
You got a bar that everyone's orange. Okay.
Oh, that is the guy had his fast here, so let him buy orange. At 53. I'm looking, but I'm. Wait.
Jerome's back in the pits, so I think he's actually pulled out. So it looks like
Maybe made a
Jerome's,
big mistake.
Yeah, he must have made a big mistake there, and he's dropped out. Shame really, because he was doing so well.
What I think is when we were focusing on Samir after his crash,
Yeah.
that moment he went into the pit. Then Samir and both Steve stayed in pits very long.
Yeah.
And that's why we missed his pit.
Yeah, so I think earlier on he was about 20 seconds ahead of Steve, wasn't he? Before the
Yeah,
pits and stuff, so
Steve
it's possible.
Steve was in the pits for a very, very long time though. Like a very long time.
Yeah, that's it. Christian P5, we've got George in P4 at the moment. Who's 3 seconds ahead. So we should start to see the sun rising soon. So
Yeah, Redburn, I had a goofy moment. I goofed myself.
how you doing, Louis?
He's probably practicing for, probably practicing or so.
So if you look at P7, P3, P2 in orange, that means that P3 and P2 lapped him. Ah, right, okay, yeah. So just see what's happening here. So looks like the gap's staying very consistent now of 5 seconds, 5.5 seconds between Samir and Steve. But like I said earlier, from the start of the race, Samir was one to watch, look out for to get a podium. Same with Steve. So my predictions were.
Race isn't over yet. Don't jinx it.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, do you want to, from the races I've seen so far with Steve and Samir, their consistency spot on. You know, I can't see much changing now in the next 15 minutes or so, or 16 minutes.
So I found where Valentine went into the pit.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because you switched over to the C wheel, or I don't know, it's called Christian wheel or something.
Yeah.
And Valentine is 6 seconds in front of him. Well, he already made a pit stop. That yellow Porsche, so that is where I found it.
So Anthony's in P8. So Mato's 21 seconds ahead, so not much happening there. Go back to Curly, he's P12 now. Looks like he's taking a bit of damage because his bonnet was flapping about a bit there.
Curly?
Yeah, Curly, yeah.
Yeah, a tiny bit of damage. So, about Jerome. I just see the message. Those nighttime stumps are out of whack, you know. There I live, it gets colder to the night, cold as 5 a.m. This is
Yuri's probably too loud, isn't he? He's always loud though. That's Yuri for you.
Not 2 degrees hotter, same for midnight. Way too much
How's that,
PSI
Louis?
tires, cost to spin twice in a race grid.
I can't tell. I might
So Jerome race grid.
Did he? Yeah, I think he made a big mistake, didn't he? Shame that. So
He got a bit annoyed
here
with
we're
the
going on
tire
between
dents
Christian out.
Chloe, if I'm loud, then wait till I am coming back into your lobby or in the chat for a second.
Yeah. So Louis, is that a bit more balanced?
Did you put your mic close to your mouth?
Oh, look at that. Christian just managed to take a nice overtake there. Managed to take P4.
Nice.
That was a pretty good move, that was. Jump back to see Steve. So Samir's looks like he's probably gained a few tenths there, isn't he? So he was 5.5. He's down to about 5. Roughly about 5 seconds. So he is gaining slowly, but whether he can actually get up to Steve and put the pressure on.
30 minutes to go, so you never know.
Well, that's it. That's it. You don't know, do you? Anything can happen. Small mistake. You know, I can imagine the guys that are racing are very hot and sweaty now after sitting in the seats for 47 minutes or so. An hour and 47 minutes or so. So back with Marcel.
It's gonna be time. Those are gonna be the times for my first stint. I mean,
that's it.
Tomorrow.
So
2 hours.
Sorry.
The 2 hours each, then an hour each after.
Is that your plan? Is it? So you're going to do 2 hour stints tomorrow in the 6 hour race in
so
the 6 hour Glen
2
race,
hours
and iRacing.
2 hours Dennis, for 2 hours me probably for the start. 2 hours Dennis. Me getting into the car for an hour, and then Dennis getting back in the car for the finish.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But it's going to be a very exhausting race at the end. That's one thing for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Track temperatures went up again.
Yeah, it's going back up, isn't it? Yeah, it dropped to 14. So we might see it peak to about 30 or 31 degrees again. So
it's going to be a happy hour.
Yeah, exactly. Once the sun starts to come up. So it could be quite interesting when it starts to dazzle him in certain corners. So we'll jump back to P1 and see how he's doing.
Probably just relaxed.
Yeah, I mean, he should be with the lead he's got now. So again, very consistent with his lap times, 2:19.
$19.8. Pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the follow, mate. Appreciate that. So like I said, guys, obviously don't forget to like and subscribe. We are streaming on both platforms on Twitch and YouTube. So, and obviously follow us on Twitch, it'd be great.
Yeah, we have 3 likes on YouTube right now.
Nice. I've not actually seen if there's anyone chatting on there. Got too many
Only
windows open
Justin has sent 1 message.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I think the stream on Twitch is a lot better. It's not compressed, is it? So we're really clear. So yeah, I mean, I'm streaming at 10, between 10 and 11,000 bit rate at the moment. You know. Oh, Steve making a little mistake there. Or... Let's jump on with Samir and just see what's happening there. So yeah, so the gap's come down now. So it's about 4 seconds between Samir and Steve. So he is closing the gap.
He did what Martijn did in going wide a bit in the inside. He did a tiny bit wide. So that's why Samir cut up.
So we're just starting to see the sunrise there to the left. Starting to come
Yeah,
up now.
track degree is also now 23 degrees. The last lap was 22.
Blue flag, yeah. So Nicholas made a mistake there, trying to get out of the way. Lost him a lot of time there. So we'll just jump with Nicholas a sec to see. So this is where it's going to get interesting with the sun. So we'll jump to Helicam for a bit, just to see how we. So back with Valentine with P1 at the moment.
That looks so good, Helicam.
Yeah, sure does. So,
The moment we switched to Helicam to Valentine, I saw a little mistake from him there.
yeah, so we're back with Steve. Trying to get an idea roughly. So I imagine it's still about the same. I'm still about a minute 35 between P1 and P2 now. So Valentine's on lap 47 already. Steve's still on lap 46. So if we look at Samir. So Samir's 4 point. See, this is where Samir is usually pretty quick coming out of these tight corners in the Porsche. You can get that power down quite quickly, and that's where he's gaining his time too. So we're just braking into the high 3.9 seconds, so he is gaining on Steve. So up to 3.7 seconds, so I think a couple more laps he should be in Steve's slipstream, so then that's when he's going to gain, hopefully start to put some pressure onto Steve, because at the moment Steve's had it quite easy.
My internet died.
Ah, did it?
So, good luck.
Alright mate, no worries, catch it easy. Cheers Jury.
See ya,
So,
thanks for grabbing me.
no worries. Yeah, shame Jerome. You know, we was watching you. I didn't, you know, you had a bit of a moment, should I say. Took a bit of damage in that, so I can understand your frustration there. So we'll just jump back to Steve, see what's happening now. Oh, sorry, Samir. So back with Christian, P4. He's quite far behind Samir. So I can't give you a rough time at the moment because the board's all over the place. So looking at that, I think he must be about 45 seconds or so behind Samir. So this is now our back marker. He's had a bit of a rough start to begin with. Had a big crash on lap 1. Made a bit of an error earlier with blue flag with Steve, where they made a bit of contact. But he's still racing now, keeping it tamed. It's a shame we didn't do that sort of earlier on. That's Mac. He's P15. Again, he's been really struggling trying to tame this Porsche. He's made several mistakes, spinning out here and there. But the main thing is he's kept with it. The temps did drop quite a bit, didn't they? Because track temps were about 31 degrees. And then they dropped down to 14, so that is quite a drop. And they're slowly back up again, 27 degrees at the moment. So about 2 minutes left of the race, so we'll jump back to Samir, see how far away. So Steve's just in the distance there. So here we are, is 2.83 seconds roughly. Samir's really putting the trying to get everything out of these cars to try and catch Steve, but with 1 lap to go, he's got a lot of work to do, and hopefully a miracle will happen so he can grab P2. But if not, he's done very well to manage to get his podium. So we'll go back to the race leader, Valentine. He's on final lap now. So he's on the final lap now. Is that your mistake, was it? Yeah, I mean, it's just trying to get it right, isn't it? With your tyre pressures and stuff, especially over the night time, and your pit strategy when you're gonna plan to pit. Well, I suppose that's the game to reality, I suppose. Jump on board with Steve for a minute to see where. So Samir's now 2.3 seconds behind. Yeah, exactly. Lesson learned, isn't it? So I mean, you can obviously only learn from your mistakes and improve for next time. So we'll jump back on with. Samir now, Samir, sorry, Valentine, because he's on his final lap. So we'll probably stay with Helicam now for a bit to see him off to the finish. Just check, yeah, so not much going in there. So head back to the leader a sec, see what's going on. So Valentine managed to get P1. Well done, congratulations. So he was about 1:35 roughly ahead of P2. So he did very, very well there. So we'll quickly jump back to Steve, see where he is. Samir is 1.3 seconds, but I don't think he's going to get it. Yeah, excellent race from Valentine. He did very well there, didn't he? Valentine, yeah. So unfortunately Samir just didn't do enough just to grab P2 off of Steve or put any pressure on him, unfortunately, but you know, still great racing from them both. So 60 seconds. I think that changes, especially if Samir's, sorry, Valentine's pulled over. So Steve manages to get P2, so congratulations Steve, well done in your race. And then obviously Samir's managed to get P3. So Christian's going into the pits, so I don't know. Oh, so these guys must be a lap behind, and obviously their race is obviously finished then. So that looks like the final leaderboard. So yeah, yeah, thanks to the drivers obviously taking part. Yeah, very difficult race to begin with, especially a long endurance race, hour and 20 minutes at Spa. So yeah, congratulations to you guys obviously taking part, and especially to the guys that end up finishing the race. And obviously a special thanks to the guys that got the podiums, Samir, Steve and Valentine. Well done to you lot. So a really good race. So yeah, so anyway, so next week, Wednesday, will be the start of our ACC Championship. And we have another championship on Friday. So they're both running the same schedule. So it'll be Monza this Wednesday and Monza Friday for the two championships. We're running two different tiers. So we've got pros and AMs mixed together for that race. So yeah, do check us out and watch that one. So it should be pretty interesting. Otherwise, thanks. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for that as well, of course. So yeah, it's been really good streaming this, and obviously with Yuri coming in and streaming with us as well, it's or commentating. It's made it a bit more interesting for you guys, especially through like the quieter moments. So otherwise, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you again soon. Obviously, don't forget to obviously like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitch. Otherwise, thanks a lot and good night.